Hey, welcome to Louisiana. Welcome to the swamp. This is Justin Wilson, and today I'm filling in for Drew Williams' cooking show. We're going to go to the studio and cook a nice batch of chicken and sausage gumbo. So let's go to the kitchen. Come on. How y'all are? I'm glad for you to see me, I guarantee. I'm Justin Wilson, standing in this week for Drew Williams, his cooking show. Today we're in the kitchen making a nice batch of chicken and sausage gumbo. I hadn't decided if I'm going to put any okra in it or not. A lot of people, they think it's not not gumbo unless you got the okra in there, but this recipe doesn't really call for it. I've been working on the roux for quite a while. I turned it down for a minute so I could get things going. I'm turning it back up just a little bit now. You really have to be careful on the roux. You can burn it real easily. You cannot make a roux in a little old thin pan. I want to show you this pan, how nice it is. If you can get a shot of the lid there. This is called a staub, and it's a Dutch oven. It's extremely nice. It was given to me by Sister Wendy, and I think a lot of it. And you just can't make a good roux in a crappy little pot. But this is probably the best pot I've got. So I'm making the roux. In order to do that, you mix about a half a cup of olive oil with about a full cup of flour. You put it on a relatively low to medium heat, and you just have to stir it. You cannot walk away from it or you'll burn it. If you burn the roux, you just got to start over. So ask me how I know. Anyway, this roux is getting just about dark enough. I'm going to give it just a little bit more here before I start adding some of the vegetables. If you see my nice vegetables, we're going to be adding some diced onion, some diced bell pepper, some diced celery, some chopped garlic. We've got a nice smoked sausage that I have browned off a little bit. A lot of the recipes will call for an andouille sausage, but I tried it and I didn't like it that much. So just plain old smoked sausage is good for me. And then I took about 3 chicken breasts and I boiled them and cut them up into big chunks. I've reserved some of the broth to pour in here just after this roux decides it's ready. I'm going to give it just a little bit more here. You can't rush your roux, folks. I thought I had it about ready, but it's not quite dark enough. Give me just a minute and we'll have it ready. Alright folks, I think this roux is just about dark enough. Sometimes people keep going on until it's like chocolate color. It's really hard to get it that brown without burning it. So I'm going to call this dark enough and go on with it. First thing I want to do is put in the onion. Get all of it, get on in there. And stir. Whenever you add something to the pot, you got to stir. Ooh, that's smelling good already. Now you want to cook this till your onions are kind of translucent. You can't read a paper through them, but they get kind of clear on you. Well, we got a good sizzle going on here. Fixing to haul off and put the dang old bell pepper in there. Bell pepper going in. Get all of it. Oh, that is just lovely. At this point, I need to get some liquid in there to help cook this along. And first, I'm going to add some of the chicken broth where I cooked the chicken. Oh, that's going to help it out a lot. And I've got more of the chicken broth that's in the kind that comes in a box if I need to add some more, which I probably will because it's not enough just yet. All right, now that we've got the broth in there, we can go ahead and add the celery. And we'll add the garlic. If you add the garlic too early, when it's like a while ago when it's kind of dry, it'll make it hard and it won't be good. That's about 3 cloves of garlic minced up. As far as the celery, it's about 3 sprigs of celery. The onion is 1 large Vidalia onion. Bell pepper, it's 1 kind of a small bell pepper. Like I said, for the chicken, we've got 3 boneless breasts. Now you could actually go and go to the Publix and get a rotisserie chicken if you wanted to save time with this recipe. Tomorrow begins October, and I'll show you around. I've already got some of my Halloween decorations up here in the studio, and I'll show that to you later. All right, at this point, I want to add just a little bit of other stuff. First of all, a cup of Sauternes wine. Yep, that's wine. Ooh, that's going to be good. Now, there's some stuff that I measure very carefully, and some stuff I just kind of shake it in there. This Worcestershire is one of those things. That's about enough right there. Worcestershire. Now we need some Louisiana hot sauce. I've got the Crystal brand right here, but use your favorite kind. And this is not too hot. It's just gives it a little bit of flavor. That's about enough. I got to add a little bit of cayenne pepper. And that's about right. A few shakes in there. I'm not putting any black pepper in this one. And stir. Ooh, that's looking good. I'll tell you what, while I stir this up, I'm going to haul off and told you a story. This old Cajun was out there. He was at the bar, been sitting there most all day drinking and talking to his friends. And that evening he went to go home, but when he left out of there, instead of taking his right hand, he took his left hand. He was going the wrong way, but didn't know it. Well, he wound up in the graveyard. He didn't know where in the world he was, and it had been raining. It was slick. And that old Cajun, he just went whoop and fell into a grave, a freshly dug grave. So he doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know where he is. He's cold, and he starts yelling, "Help me, I'm cold. Help me, I'm cold." And so he struggles. About that time, another Cajun comes out of the bar, and as soon as he comes out of the door there, he hears, "Help me, I'm cold. Help me, I'm cold. Well, you know, Cajuns are mighty curious. So he said, I got to find out what this is. And he went over there into the graveyard, and he got closer and closer, and he heard, help me, I'm cold. Help me, I'm cold. Got on a little bit closer and looked down at the man laying down there on his back and kicking, saying, help me, I'm cold. He says, of course you cold. You done kicked all the dirt off of you. Ooh, this is looking good. Looking good. Oh yeah, that's going to be good. I'm going to go ahead and add the chicken. 3 chicken breasts cut up in kind of big chunks. So that's going in. That looks good. And I might as well go ahead and add the smoked sausage. And here we go. And stir. Now at this point here, you might as well turn it down pretty low and let this simmer for about 2 hours. Oh, welcome back, folks. We've got the gumbo ready, and it's just about time to try some of it. Now, while y'all weren't looking, I hauled off and made me a little pot of rice and a little bit of garlic bread. So I'm fixing to get into the gumbo now. See how we did. This is one of my favorite meals. I want to start out with a little bit of rice. The rice doesn't have to be super hot because the gumbo is really hot. It's going to be all we need. Get a little bit of this gumbo. Get some chicken, gotta get some sausage. Oh, looks good. Now you might have heard people talk about filet gumbo before, and a lot of people don't know what that is. Filet is it's ground up sassafras leaves. This is filet. And it's one of the many uses of sassafras. You take the leaves of the sassafras and dry them and ground it up, and that gives the gumbo an exotic flavor, and that's what we Cajuns like. A lot of people don't know that the sassafras tree is also where root beer comes from. You pull up, I used to make it when I was a kid. I made sassafras tea, which is nothing but uncarbonated root beer. You pull up these sassafras trees and cut the roots off. You clean up the roots and chop it up and boil it. That makes sassafras tea, which is essentially root beer without carbonation. Well, back to the gumbo. I'm fixing to sit myself down and have some of this gumbo. Y'all come join me. Looks some kind of good. I guarantee it's going to be good. Oh, my favorite show is on. Pour me a little bit of wine. Now, what kind of wine do you drink? What kind of wine do you like? I like the red wine. Something kind of good. Boy, that garlic bread's good too. Folks, we'll see you next time. Cooking with Drew Williams and Justin Wilson. Drew will be back next time, maybe. If he's not, I'll do another one. See y'all next time.